Hello there friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Valeria and in this pick a card reading we are going to do something very special. So as I mentioned before in a previous reading, I was going to do a themed reading based upon the oracle deck that I have right here, Foxfire the Kitsune Oracle. So in this reading, as you can see from the title, we are going to get messages from the Kitsune on what it is you need to know, any advice you need, or any encouraging words or words of wisdom you might need. Now, before we get into the reading, I am going to share a bit of background information on Kitsune, because in this reading there might be certain terms might come up that I need to explain, so I'm going to do this all in the introduction right now. And I also highly recommend you to listen to it, because learning more about the Kitsune will actually help you connect more to them already simply by learning their story. And this will also help you pick the right group for you and connect better to your reading once we get there. So let's start with the introduction. So Kitsune is a type of fox spirit that is from Japan. The word Kitsune is actually the Japanese word for fox, although these type of fox spirit shapeshifters also occur in other Asian religions. But in Japan, these fox spirits are known as shapeshifters who can shift into human form, mostly female, but also other forms, and they can also shift into other types of animals. I think one of the most well-known features of the Kitsune are their tails. So each time a Kitsune passes 100 years of age, they gain an extra tail. So they basically first have one tail, then after 100 years they gain another one and they have two. Then after another 100 years they have three, and that continues until they are 1,000 years old and have 9 tails and are also called Nine Tails Kitsune. So at this point that the Kitsune has 9 tails, it is the most powerful and most wise of all. Now, as you may or might not know, there are also stories of Kitsune or other fox spirits who are not so kind and who are maybe evil or simply mischievous. But the Kitsune to which will we be connecting to through this deck are actually benevolent Kitsune, because they are connected, or they are serving the deity Inari. And Inari is a deity that's part of the Shinto religion. And fun fact actually is that this deity was neither exclusively male or exclusively female. They were able to shift into different humanoid forms and were even known to shift into a fox form. And even though the Kitsune are known to serve Inari, they are independent creatures who are also involved in karmic rebalancing, justice, protection, prosperity, and good fortune in case they are treated well. Now, as a Kitsune grows older, they develop a very special gift which is called the Foxfire. It is a special kind of fire that can light the way for those who are lost, or warm the hearts of those who have grown cold and out of love with life. So besides their shape-shifting abilities and their ability to pass between worlds, the Kitsune also derive power from the Foxfire, and we as humans are also able to connect to the fire through the Kitsune. So these kitsune have a very beautiful effect on our lives, and especially their words of wisdom can have a very great impact on us. As you can see, I've lit a candle here to represent the Foxfire that I was just talking about. With all that being said, we shall get into the reading. I personally felt very deeply connected to this deck and also to the readings it gave me, so I hope it will provide you with the same. So as you can see here, we have two piles to choose from today, and I decided to go for two because I wanted to do a more personal and longer reading compared to when I would do 3 cards or three piles in one reading. So we will start off with your Kitsune Oracle card. From there on, we will continue to see what other messages will be brought forward towards you. So for pile number 1, we have this card with the rose quartz crystal, sorry. And for pile number 2, we have the labradorite pyramid. So go ahead and take your time to meditate on the cards. You can also try to connect with the kitsune in case you feel called to, and they can also help you pick the pile that is right for you. Once you have done so, you can skip towards your reading, and we will start your reading and see what beautiful messages the kitsune have for you guys. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what your oracle card is for you. We have number 17 with growth. This is, like so many other cards in this deck, very, very beautiful. We here have an elf. She has this ice blonde hair, and she's surrounded by all these leaves, and she even has a tree on her stomach here from her dress. So I see a lot of indeed growing nature over here, and then we have the moon in the back. So I did not mention this in the beginning, in the background, because I thought I will just say this whenever it comes up. But there are not only kitsune portrayed in this deck, but also other, let's say, magical creatures like elves and dragons and fairies. So here we have an elf or a fairy, I'm not really sure, but we're now going to first read the booklet to see what is mentioned there. Perhaps we can get a little bit more clarity on whether it's an elf or a fairy, or maybe that is not important at all. But let's first see for you, number 17. So I will read it for you. You have a natural connection to magic, and at this time you are growing in your powers. Some of these powers are very new and very young, and it will be your task moving forward to nurture one in particular, because this seemingly humble beginning has great promise and many gifts to offer you. This tender new beginning is goddess given to you, and this goddess of the Kitsune realms is the one who helps seekers to access their own personal strengths and hidden talents, and climb towards the sun, their powers growing in strength all the time. Like the ivy, your talents will grow. You will climb, and the light will be reached. You are to nurture these newfound talents and strengths, and whatever sweet new beginnings are about you, and strengthen them so they can be sustained for many years to come. You will be taken on many an adventure with the growth of this ability, and so many opportunities will be created. Don't let go of your dreams. hold on, climb high and grow, and seek and find. Always reach for the light, and know that as you grow, you make everything beautiful. Find strong people to be around, and learn from their endurance and fortitude. Nurture your dreams by day and by night. Let yourself be enriched by your dreams. So that was your passage, pile number 1. It's a beautiful message, not only about growth, but also about believing in yourself, chasing those dreams, and choosing to go for those dreams and to chase them. It's very, very beautiful. So I will not add too much to this reading out of the booklet, because I hope that it already resonates for you just by reading that. But what I will also add is that this message is for you to grow more confident in who you are, what your skills are, what the experience is that you have, and what your dreams are, and that those dreams are actually reachable, that they are possible to achieve. I see with the full moon on this card, it's definitely possible for you to achieve this. The moon is full. You are ready to reap the rewards. You just need to grow the confidence in order to take that. So let that message sink in for now, and I will start to shuffle some more cards for you already. And as I am shuffling and pulling these cards, know that the Kitsune are still with us and are still connecting to me and also to you through this video. So as you can see, we here have prosperity lies ahead with the new moon in Taurus. Then we have your dreams need a practical plan with the full moon in Taurus. And then we have the card You Are Good Enough with full moon in Virgo. So we here have Taurus and Virgo, so you could be a Taurus or a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. It doesn't have to be, because the most important thing is that these are all earth signs, and we were already talking about growth, about growing, about nurturing yourself, and about believing in your own dreams and knowing you can make them work and you can reach them. And these messages from these cards, they simply repeat that. They confirm that your prosperity lies ahead. You are good enough, but your dreams do need a practical plan. So start thinking about them as if they are realistic, because they are realistic. They are things that you can achieve. They are things that you will achieve as long as you continue to grow and become that person that you want to be. But know that you are already enough. You are already that person. We also have a lot of green and also blue colors here. So again, these are the colors of the earth and of the sky. So you could be either a earth element, you could just feel very much connected to the earth, or even to the moon cycles, because we have the new moon and the full moon in Taurus. So it might also benefit you to work with the moon cycles. Try to manifest using the moon cycles, for example. And know that with every cycle that passes, there is again a rebirth happening. There are changes being made every single day, and you are able to reinvent yourself after every single cycle, after every single moon cycle. During the full moon, you reap what you sow. You will get the benefits. You will have that prosperity and that abundance simply because you put in that work beginning from the new moon. Okay, the next two cards we have are There's Something Better and Trust. And it's no coincidence that the Trust card came out under this Your Dreams Need a Practical Plan card. You need to have trust in the divine plan and in the process of getting where you want. You cannot get where you want or achieve your dreams simply by dreaming it and by thinking about it. You will also have to take the necessary steps to get there. But the thing is, you don't need to simply just jump into it and start it. You can take small steps which are still kind of comfortable to you, but at the same time is kind of at the edge of your comfort zone. And each time that border of your comfort zone will move a bit until you get to the point where you want it to be and you achieve those dreams. Look at it as a staircase. Like, you cannot get to the top of the staircase while you're standing at the bottom. Maybe you can try to skip 2 steps. If you have really long legs, perhaps you can skip 3 or 4. But you have to take 1 step at a time, because if you take more than 1 step at a time, you also there's also the possibility that you trip and that you fall back a couple of steps. So it's important, and it's totally okay to take it step by step and to not rush it, and to also appreciate the fact that even though it's going slowly, you still are moving forward. And even if you trip up a couple of times, you need to know that it's okay to trust that you will get there eventually. The staircase won't break down. You won't fall through it. You might, like I said, go a step back, but eventually you will get up again and you will get to the top of that staircase. All you need to do is trust in yourself and trust in the divine plan, because there is more going on behind the scenes than you think you do or that you actually realize. We also have the card There's Something Better. So it might seem like that taking a shortcut and getting to the top of that staircase as fast as possible is the right thing to do, or is the best thing to do. But actually, if you do that, you will miss taking those steps that are required for you to stay at the top. You need the experience of having walked every step of the way to be able to stay at the top, to be able to achieve those dreams of yours. It's not a bad thing that it takes a little bit longer than you planned. It's not a bad thing that sometimes some things go wrong or they do not go as expected. Know that what you are doing right now, what you can do, and that is already enough in that moment. And each time you will take the next step and take the next step and take the next step until you find yourself at the top of that staircase where your dreams lie, where that prosperity lies. And you will be at the top of the staircase, and you will be able to look back down and realize how far you've come, although in the moment you did not realize it yet. But looking back, you are able to see how much you've grown, and that it was actually a good thing that you gave yourself that patience, you gave yourself the time to take the time out to be gentle with yourself and to not rush and to listen to yourself. Like, is taking this step actually something I can do right now? Do I need to wait a little bit longer? And if I do need to wait, then that's not a problem, because I am good enough. I will get there eventually. Let's now shuffle the tarot cards. If you have any question right now about this reading so far, please ask that question now. Ask it aloud, or say it in your head so we can see if there is any answer to that question. So we already have the Two of Pentacles, which jumped out. So think about any question or any like an extended explanation you would like about this reading, and let's see if anything comes through. Kitsune are still with us. Alright, here we go. I have a couple more cards that fell out. So we also have the Devil. Then we have the Four of Inspiration, which is the Four of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Let's see if I can move this a bit. So I am picking up a couple of things. So first off, with the Two of Coins here and the Devil, I feel like some of you are wondering whether you made the right choice or whether you will make the right choice or not. And there is some kind of influence here represented by the Devil that is trying to influence you on which decision you will make. And I'm hearing that the Kitsune will take care of that, so there's no need to worry about that. I also see with the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups here that there is there are like friends or just some support for you. Like I said, this could be in the shape of friends, could also be spirit guides or angels, or even the Kitsune will continue to support you in case you desire that. They are letting you know that you are loved by your friends, by the people around you. Just because there is one person who might not appreciate you or might have different opinions than you and you're disagreeing with them doesn't mean that other people cannot love you. And that is a self-belief system that you need to let go of here with the Eight of Cups, because it's holding you back a little. But this is just a little something. So in case you were indeed wondering about a certain person or a certain choice, know that it will be taken care of, and you will actually find support with other people or with light or spirit beings from the other side, and that is okay to let your worries go and actually give your worries to the universe in order to be transcended, and that you can focus on what it is that you truly want. And an additional message is, in case it resonates, that there is this person here who kind of acts like the devil, trying to control you, trying to change your mind, trying to invade your boundaries. What you need to know is that establishing healthy and clear boundaries is going to make this person back out. They might at first actually do the opposite, that they still try to get involved in your life, still try to they try harder to do what it is that they are already doing. But know, if you continue to put up those boundaries, continue to let them know, this is it, you can't go any further, these are my boundaries, I respect myself and all of that, know that they will eventually back off, and that their influence will also disappear basically, and you will have more time to focus on yourself and to grow actually. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I think this is a very beautiful message, and I'm very grateful that the Kitsune were here with us today, so thank you, Kitsune, for being here. In case this reading resonated for you and you liked it, you can leave a like, a comment, and you can subscribe in case you want to see more videos like this. And also, if you did indeed like the theme of this reading, please also let me know. If you want to see more videos involving the Kitsune or maybe other themed videos, I also have a mermaid deck, so we can also do a reading asking the mermaids all types of questions. So in case you have any recommendations for me, please let me know. Please feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. Perhaps I will see you in another reading. Bye guys! Hello there, pal number 2, and welcome to your reading. So we will start off by reading from the booklet for your oracle card, and from there on out I will shuffle some more cards to get more insight and get more messages on whatever is going on here. So let's see your oracle card. We have number 13 with Fleeting Beauty. Very beautiful. So we have this woman here, and there is, I believe it's the cherry blossom. And a part of this branch is losing its leaves, and here there are still some leaves, which is why the card is called Fleeting Beauty, of course. And we have the number 13, which is also the number of the death card in the traditional tarot. So we have some transformation and death and rebirth cycles here. So let's now have a look at what the booklet says. So I will be reading it to you guys. So here we go. Cherish the moments of beauty in your life. This card beseeches you to look around you and to acknowledge the rare beauty of life, the glory of the daylight, the sweetness of everyday moments that are the gifts the universe gives to us all each day. There is divine beauty that is fleeting and brief, but its very short life reminds you to seize every moment of loveliness every day, and to know that you are part of the great cycles of the planet. So, open up to the divinity, savor the moments, cherish them, and most of all, notice them. For so many people are blind to all the blessings the planet has offered them. Make time for experiences in your life and grow the appreciation you have within your life. It is not as simple as saying being grateful. We must first notice the beauty around us, see the beauty that is within us too, and to cherish it no matter how brief and bright the gift burns. Find the pleasure in things that are temporary, and do not lament their passing so hard that you are robbed of the joy of their presence. Find something in your life that is brief, that is temporary, that will not endure as other things do, and savor it, for it is a rare and precious beauty for its rarity. Glory in the pleasures of this moment. Those that lie within you, those that dwell outside of you, and know that all will return again and can be rediscovered within memory and the sanctity of reverent experience. So that's a very beautiful message for you about living in a moment, basically, about not taking anything for granted, about seeing the beauty in life. And even though it's short and temporary, we can still enjoy it to the fullest. And perhaps it being short and temporary is exactly what makes it so beautiful and what makes it so special. The fact that we are not going to experience the same moment twice is exactly what makes that moment so beautiful and so valuable. And a thing that I was reminded of is a concert. I know that around this time that I'm recording, there still aren't that much concerts going on nowadays. But I remember back a couple of years, whenever I would go to a concert, I was very scared that I would forget how awesome the concert was, especially when I was in I was still a teenager. I wanted to remember every single moment. I wanted to know how the artist sounded like. I wanted to remember how it felt to be amongst all those people, and I wanted to remember the energy of the crowd and of the artist and of the whole performance. So what I did is I made videos, I made photos, because through those videos and photos I could re-experience it whenever I would want to. I could be reminded of how awesome that concert was, but after a couple of months after each concert, I would look back on it and realize I actually did not remember much of it. The only thing that I could remember was from looking back at those videos. I would replay the video and I was like, yeah, I indeed filmed this, but I actually don't really remember it. And that's when I started to realize that if I was at a concert, I was watching the concert through the video I was making at that time, I was not present in the moment. I was not experiencing the concert as it was happening. So what I do nowadays is that every now and then I film a little bit of the concert, like 1 minute or 1 minute and a half, just to have a few moments I can look back on. But each time I film, I do keep my eyes on the stage and I am not watching through the camera. So what that has taught me is that it's better to be on that moment, to experience it, and then to maybe have vague memories of that experience than to have it all recorded and the only memory you have of it is basically the recording, which is not really a memory of the moment itself. So perhaps this story of mine also resonates with you, or you have a similar story. So that's just something that I felt called to share. And in this card, I just noticed we have a little light here, and which is attached to this branch. And what it reminds me of is that even though the flowers are gone there's still this very beautiful light, which makes this branch still very beautiful, but she is looking at the flowers here. So she's missing the moment here because she thinks, well, that branch is It doesn't have any flowers anyway, so why would I look at that? But then she's missing the light there. And I don't know about you guys, but I never see such a light on a tree. And these blossoms, these flowers, I do see from time to time. So it's about cherishing the moment that you are in and not jumping to the next moment too soon. So pile number 2, that was your oracle card from the Kitsune deck. So as you let this message settle in a bit, I will start to shuffle more cards for you. So we have here the card Nothing Will Come of This Situation with Avoid, of course, Moon. Talks about being still. Then we have Conclusions Are Within Reach, Full Moon Eclipse. So we talk about endings. And we have Confidence is Your Key to Success with New Moon in Leo. So with this New Moon in Leo card, I feel that there is a very fiery and passionate energy in you. Also with this Full Moon Eclipse card, the moon is quite red. And I'm again reminded of what I said before, that you might have the tendency to jump into the next moment too soon, because we have here with the Nothing, well, it's Void, of course, moon card, which is I get the sense that this card says that you need to be in that void, you need to be in that stillness, you need to be present in the moment, you need to sometimes take a break and realize why that moment is so precious. Like, you need to stand still in that moment so that you can fully experience it. But then with the Conclusions Are Within Reach card, it talks about endings, it talks about conclusions. So it's like you are jumping to the conclusion of the situation or of the moment a bit too soon. So the message for you here is to, whenever it is, of course, possible, to stand still a little bit longer with things in your life. So another image that I'm getting is, for example, a parent who sees their child grow up. You know, when children are young, they grow very fast, and it can almost feel like if you are a parent and you're, for example, very much focused on work, you're not much at home, or you are at home but you don't really spend much time with your children, after a while you realize, oh, I kind of missed a couple of milestones in my child's life, or I feel like they're growing up so fast. But that is then because that parent is not always fully present and is not appreciating those moments that will not ever happen again. For example, when a baby says their first words or a toddler takes their first steps, that will never happen again. So even though it only happens once, that is exactly what makes it so beautiful, right? So that is why it's important to stand still in those moments of our lives, or like the first time, I don't know, you take a sip of beer, the first time you move out of your parents' house and you live independently. Such things, or like your first job, or perhaps your last day at work, those kind of things, it's very important to realize how special those moments are, and in standing still in those moments and in feeling grateful for them, you can cultivate a lot of love for your own life through that, because you realize, yes, life is fleeting, life is just temporary, but you have experienced it to the fullest. So there are no regrets, there's nothing to feel sorry about. And again, with the Confidence is Your Key to Success card, I feel like you might be a bit too much focused on the conclusion, on the result, on the success, so on the destination, rather than being focused on the journey and what it takes you to get there. So this is just a reminder, a gentle reminder for you to also look at the little things in life, the moments that just pass without you really noticing, and to become more present in the moment and to ground yourself in the moment more. We have here communicate clearly. I hear that not everything is about work, so perhaps you work in a field where there's a lot of communication involved. You talk a lot with clients, or with people, or with colleagues. And we have the trust card, which also came out in pile number 1. And also in the same position. And what I'm hearing is that you need to trust that everything will be alright. There is no need to try to control every situation, to micromanage everything, or just some situation in your life. For example, if your career or your relationships are not working out, it's not necessary to worry about that all the time and to push to make it happen. There's no need to be so involved in it that you're trying to control it. There is a message of trust here. Trust that it will be alright, and it will be. Because it's actually your involvement in the situation that is making it so hard on you, or so dysfunctional. So again, here the message of staying present in the moment also comes in. If you are indeed struggling with something, whether that's your job, a relationship, just take your time, ground yourself, and really look around you. Really feel what you are feeling. Just take a moment to become present in that moment and realize why it is you feel that the way you feel, or why you feel the need to control or to judge. Because there you will find the key to your success. Then you will find the reason why it is that things are not working out for you. Because if you are present in the moment, if you stay in the present, that's what they say, right? The present is the key to the future, or the present is the key to success. If you stay in the moment right now, that's the only moment that exists. So if you want to change the future, you need to be present in the present. You need to be present in the moment. And it's important for you to trust that, and to trust that you are also not alone in this. There is a spiritual support team, whether you believe in angels, spirit guides, universe in general, perhaps even the Kitsune stand close to you, stand close with you at this time. If you would like to work together with them, then that's also definitely possible. I mean, you've already watched this video, so that's already one step that you have taken to connect with them, and they would really love to continue to help you. And communicate clearly with yourself, because there might be a disconnect between your body and your mind. It's like your body is feeling something, could be something physical, but also something energetically, but you do not notice it because you're not focused on yourself, because you're not present in that moment. So if you connect more with yourself in the moment, you will realize what it is you feel, and from there on out you can start to work on why it is that you feel that way, and then you've already taken the second step and you can continue from that. Alright, so let's shuffle some more tarot cards. So in case you have any question right now about this reading, or you would like some extra information, you can ask it now. You can ask it out loud, or speak it in your mind, and then the Kitsune will try to answer your questions. So if you have any question, think of something. We have, first of all, the Devil and the Five of Cups. All right. So what I'm seeing right now is that you are either stuck, or you tend to get stuck in your emotions, or you're afraid to get stuck in your emotions. But with the Devil right here, the Devil in the traditional tarot, there are two people who are imprisoned by chains, but the truth is that they can easily get out of those chains. Those chains are kind of just an illusion, because fear is only an illusion. So the message here with the Devil is that the fear that you have towards your emotions, or towards feeling your emotions, is only an illusion. And what I'm also seeing with the imagery here, we have all this ice on the top and the bottom of the card, and some water. So the image that I am getting is that it might feel like if you now connect to your emotions, it feels like as if you would jump in a pool of ice cold water. That's like, it's not pleasant. It's, you really want to get out of it as soon as possible, and even after you get out, you are still very cold, and you still feel the consequences of that. So what I'm feeling for you is that each time you connect to those emotions of yours, it feels like you're stepping, or you're jumping into a pool of ice cold water, and it's not pleasant, it's hurting, it's uncomfortable, and you want to get out. And here we have the Page of Voices. So it's the Page of Voices. I feel like you're overthinking, basically. You're too much in your head about it. Like I said, that fear of your emotions is only an illusion, and being not used to being so in touch with your emotions can also indeed make you uncomfortable. But at one point, that water is going to warm up, because you're going to warm up to yourself. You need to convince yourself, you need to convince your own mind that the water is indeed going to warm up, and that you are going to be okay with tuning into your emotions the next time. Communicate clearly with yourself about how you feel physically and also emotionally. This fear that you have is only an illusion. It might even be that there are people on social media, or people in your close circle, like family or friends or colleagues, who are the ones that are putting these thoughts in your head, that being emotional, or being sensitive, or being kind to something that's bad, and it makes you weak and such. But that's all that they are spreading is also just fear, is also just an illusion. It's also something that is not true. Those were a lot of cards that just jumped out. Right, let's take this one. We have the Nine of Emotions as the last card for you. So that's so very beautiful to go from the Five of Cups to the Nine of Cups, because the Nine of Cups talks about being satisfied and being present in a moment. She is meditating, she's floating in the air. There are all these cups. Are they cups? Like, the crystals. I'm not sure. The crystals surrounding her. She's surrounded by water, meaning she's surrounded by her emotions, and she's still up in the air. She's floating. The sky is beautifully clear. So I see for you guys who might be scared to tap into your emotions that it's totally all right, and you're going to find a way to connect to your emotions that still makes you feel pleasant. Like there's gonna be a way that will work for you. So I know I recommended you to become present in a moment by really feeling, like really noticing how you feel. But in case that does not work for you and you find something else that works better, you are highly encouraged to try that out, or to just discover what it is that you like to do to become present in a moment. Some people like to do meditation, some people like to do yoga. What really works for me is to just take a shower and with no music on, with no distractions whatsoever, and to just take a couple of minutes to feel how my physical body is doing and to notice how I'm feeling. So just discover what it is that works for you, and that's all you need basically. You don't need the opinions of other people. You don't necessarily need the advice of other people. Might be a weird thing to say in a reading like this, but it's true. You don't need the advice of other people because other people do not know how you function mentally and spiritually, and only you can really get to know yourself on that deep level. And again, the Kitsune are also there for you to work with you because they feel that you have a very deep mind, but that you're just scared to really discover the depths of your mind. So in case you want to, in case you feel called to, you are free to call on the help for the Kitsune. It might also help to do a little bit more research on them. Like I said, I only gave a very short introduction on them, but there is much more information and media about them to look for and to research. So pile number 2, that was your reading for today. I want to thank the Kitsune for being here with us and giving us this beautiful reading and giving you these messages, of course. So thank you, Kitsune. With that being said, I really hope that you like this reading, pile number 2. I hope it resonated with you. You are free to leave your story in the comment section down below, what you thought of this. Do you want to see more videos involving the Kitsune or maybe other themed readings? I do have a mermaid oracle deck as well, so we can also do a reading where we ask questions from the mermaid. So feel free to let me know what you think, and you can also like if you want to and subscribe, and then perhaps we will see each other in the next reading. Bye guys!